Second graders, today you're going to be finishing your printmaking project, and what we're going to be doing today is turning our prints that we've done in previous weeks into a final piece of art. So you might have several prints that you've done. What you're going to do is choose your best 4. Now if you don't have 4 prints, you might have to go back and print one more time on your stamp. Printmaking is when an artist makes their own stamp and then prints it to make their artwork. So I've got a few prints to choose from here. If I wasn't happy with them, I'm going to choose it again. At the drive-thru, what you're going to get is I'm going to pass your prints back to you, and you need to choose a background paper to use. Okay, I'm going to go with orange, and then a few smaller colored papers. Okay, these are going to be my letters, so I need 4 of those. At my table spot, there are some bags of letters. These are going to help you trace out your letters that you need to do. You need to think of a 4-letter inspirational word. They could be love or hope. Okay, but could you do a 5-letter word? No, we are not going to have room for that. Alright, so now that I have all my supplies, what I first need to do is trace, using my printing stamp, trace out my size of paper that I'm going to use. This is going to go on my paper, my background paper. So there's one print. Here's my second print. I need 3 and 4. Now your extra prints can either go into the scrap bin to be turned into some other kind of art. They could go home with you today. You can make them into a Valentine's card for somebody. These are cool pieces of art and I'd want to use them. But if you are not interested in using them for something, I would love to reuse them as scrap paper. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cut each of these out, following the pencil line. Once my 4 rectangles are cut out, I'm going to put them on my orange or my background piece of paper, whatever color you have. These pieces right here, these are scrappy scraps. They can go in the trashy trash. No maids or mamas to take care of us. So I need to walk them over to the garbage to throw them away. Now, if your papers are curling like mine, it can be a real challenge to glue them down. So I'm going to do the first 2, the top 2. And what I'm doing is I'm really paying attention to this border. It's kind of like a frame, the frame of my paper. So I'm holding it down, and I'm going to sneaky lift up a corner and put some glue. That's a lot, and that's enough for me. Slide that down and count to 10. I'm going to do it on the other side too. And I'm holding with one hand and gluing with the other. Now if something slides, it's alright. Just put it back to where it belongs. A few dots of glue. I might have to use more dots just because my paper is really curling, and that just happened because my paper got wet. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If my paper curls up, I might have to count to 10 again or put a little bit more glue down. Alright, I'm ready for my next one. I'm going to line it up so it's just where I want. Okay, I'm looking at the frame. I'm looking at the edge here. I'm going to lift up one side. Do a sneaky ninja glue. A few dots. A dot's a lot, and that's enough for me. Remember, I might need a few more dots than I usually do just because my paper really wants to curl up. Lift it. Do my other side. I would never put a dot bigger than my pinky fingernail. That would be too big, and my glue would kind of smush out over the side. So it's better to do lots of tiny dots than one really big dot. Alright, lay it down flat and count to 10. I'm even going to count again on my other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need to do that to my bottom shapes as well. Once I have those 4 prints glued down onto my background paper, I'm ready to think about my letters. Now, Robert Indiana, the artist we're studying, uses 4-letter words that are inspirational to give a message to the viewer, the person looking at it. And most of the Robert Indiana ones that we looked at were using the word love. or a more. If you know another 4-letter inspirational word that you could use, you're more than welcome to spell that out. But I'm going to spell it love, so L-O, holding with one hand and tracing with the other. B and E. Look at all of those letters on one little piece of paper. See if you can do the same. Oh, except for my E. My E, I'm going to need one more. It's okay. I can walk up to the drive-thru and cut out or grab one more piece of green paper. I need to cut out my letters, L-O-V-E, out of my green paper. As I'm cutting out my letters, I'm trying really hard to have good craftsmanship and not have any pencil marks left behind. Now, when you are cutting out the middle of the O, if you decide to do hope or love, what you need to do is gently fold it in half. I'm not going to make a crease. See, I'm kind of just rolling my paper, and I'm going to have my scissors snip just a little slice right in the middle of that O. And that's so that my scissors can get in the middle there and cut out the inside of my O. That's a sneaky little artist trick. I'm cutting on the outside line of the pencil, but if for some reason I make a mistake and there is some pencil line left, good craftsmanship would say I should grab an eraser and make sure that gets erased. My viewer, or the person looking at it, doesn't want to see pencil lines. L-O-V-E. Now, I need to make sure that my letters are laid out correctly so that my viewer knows what I'm saying. If I mix them up and go like this, you might know. But what about that? That's too confusing. So, if I'm reading a letter, it needs to start, or reading a word, the first letter needs to start in the top right-hand corner, just like how I would read. So I need to go L-O-V-E. L-O-V-E. I'm going to glue down these letters. I'm going to make sure my name and class code are on the back. And then I'm going to bring this whole thing on my Mexi mat to the drying rack to be shown or displayed in the hallway.